Welcome to Alternatives to AA. This is Joshua Robinson, and I've been 3 years sober.
And I'm Monique Robinson, and I'm 2 years sober. And we're here on a mission to help make the difficult journey of sobriety even easier to manage. Nobody in my world ever thought that I'd actually manage to be sober. So now we're taking what we've learned in the last decade to be able to help you too.
And we're not against AA. We just need to learn how to manage the other 23 hours of the day. From communication to relationships to self-care, we're going to show you how to cope when your triggers try to take you down.
Join us every Monday at 6 p.m. to uncover not only how to live without alcohol, but to thrive in sobriety and to swap out your addiction for a better life with the help of Alternatives to AA. So let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to Alternatives to AA. I'm here with Brian today, and we're going to talk about his time so far in Sober October. So just his whole experience.
Sober October. Yeah, it's I did it in 2019, the first time ever. Just because I heard about it on Joe Rogan's podcast, because they did it together.
Yeah.
And I think they coined the phrase Sober October. And I was like, oh, let me give that a shot. And it was a good experience, so I figured I'll do it again.
So how's it
And
going?
then I'm going to try to do through Christmas.
That's a good goal.
Try to go 90 days. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot in the beginning.
I know.
Every day seems like a week.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like we talked about the last time I was here. I was like, you don't know what to do with yourself. You know, I feel much better now though. Like I'm so over it. You know,
Yeah.
so done.
Well,
So
that's good.
it's just what I realized is like it just doesn't. Like I did about 8 weeks or so before the powerlifting meet. 6. That was in June, end of June. And then I was like, all right, I'm good. And then I just kind of like slowly like started, I was really stressed out too. So that kind of contributes to the either the need a little bit. You don't really need to, but in your mind you do.
Yeah. the want, the need.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel like now I have such a better handle on it. Like, one of the things I definitely will say is like when you need to quit doing something, you kind of are, it's like a daunting thing to know like, okay, I'm not going to do this part of my life anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to coming home. Whatever, I'm relaxing at night. This is what I do at night to relax. Yeah. And it's like you don't get to do that anymore. So I think one of the reasons why a lot of people don't stop when they know they should is because they're fearful of not doing this comforting thing that they do all the time.
Yeah.
Some people who have a bigger issue with it, who drink all day long, well, I don't know how people do that, but it becomes more of a routine than anything. You're not addicted to the alcohol. It's a habit. You're doing it out of habit.
Yeah, we're addicted. It's like you said, it's like your whole day is revolved around alcohol in some way.
I can't wait to get home and relax and have a beer and watch,
it's always
football
focused
or
on
whatever.
Yeah.
But then it gets out of hand, but I just realized like my body does not process it the way that it used to. Like recovery is longer. Like we were talking about before, like you just try to power through the next day, and it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense anymore to just continue. And I honestly don't even like it anymore. That's actually the thing that makes me feel really good about it is that it's like not even fun.
Well, that is good.
I don't even enjoy it. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, yeah, I feel okay, but
so you just feel like you're getting no benefit and all the
zero
downsides.
benefit. All the downside, no benefit.
So like, so then like, why do it at all?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? It starts out like maybe with friends or whatever, and then like I went to a wedding about a month ago, and I hadn't drank in like 2 weeks. Excuse me, up to that point. And I was like, it's a wedding, you know?
Yeah.
So I had a couple glasses of whiskey. That was delicious. And then I made sure that I was, okay to drive home. So I was sober again, drove home. And I was like, I'm not done yet. Because I had some at home too. And it was only like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was
Gotcha.
like, I want to stay up for a little longer.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to go to bed right now. I had a great time with my friends. We were, I don't dance, but everyone's dancing. Everyone's having a great time. And I was like, alone, I'm going to keep this party going.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Let's having fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just me hanging out with myself.
Which can be a lot of fun sometimes.
So then but the next day just like sucked.
Yeah.
Because and I was just like, that was dumb.
Just overdid it a little bit.
And not even overdid it with the alcohol. The thing that I noticed the most about it is like staying up too late. Because the recovery, you mess up your whole day.
Yeah.
Depending on the sleep that you got the night prior.
Yep.
So like I told you last night, I went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning and then tried to go to the gym, and I was watching baseball. It's playoff time,
Yeah.
So I was out at the bar, had a few beers. My team won, which I was really happy about. Stayed up late, and you power through the day. We had a great workout. Everything was great. And so like I went to a wedding just on Friday.
Yeah.
And I guess it had been Sober October started last Saturday. So I was like, okay, I'm at a wedding. I gotta let's just have a little fun.
Gotta enjoy it a little
So
bit.
now I'm back to like, cause I'm trying to make it so that if I'm going to, it's going to be because I'm hanging out with people, at an event or a whatever. It's not going to be something that I just need to do, like as a habit, like we were just saying.
Yeah.
So, now I'm good. And I don't feel the need to like, when I leave here, to go home and,
Well, that's good.
like I said, I'm sick of it.
But if enough bad things happen, will you be like, I kind of want to have a drink now?
Actually,
this is kind of tempting now,
Actually, that's a good point, because I actually deal with stress better sober.
Okay, well that's good.
I didn't realize that.
I think everyone does, but when you're drunk all the time and stuff, you don't really notice. Like,
Yeah.
You think because everything's kind of a blur, so it's kind of harder to know what's actually going on.
Yeah.
But
And when you spend most of your day, well, not most of your day, like I said, the sleep part is the worst.
yeah,
Like, I could probably have a couple of beers and go to bed at 10 o'clock and be okay the next day.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't probably be the greatest, but the problem is going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning sober would be dumb also.
yeah,
Because I still wouldn't get a good sleep.
yeah. Either way, it's either way. That's not good.
So the rest is really important. And I'm like, we're not 25 years old, so
yeah,
so I'm excited, man. I feel better. I feel great. And mentally, I'm just like I told you the other day, I have a bottle in my freezer.
yeah,
I have not touched it.
yeah. You're just having it there
It's
for
just
willpower.
there because I'm like fighting something that exists there. I can lose my self-control and do it,
Yeah,
or I can just, it's not hurting anybody, just sitting there. I'm not going to drink it, but it's like, it's a weird comfort thing of knowing that it's, I'm like
Yeah, you're
fighting the
fighting it.
battle.
Yeah.
No,
I think I agree.
otherwise I'll just pour it down the sink. I don't care. Because like I said, I'm not going to drink it. So,
Well, yeah.
somebody
once,
wants to come over and hang out, they can have
once
some.
you have that in your head, then then that's it. Nothing's gonna break that.
Yeah. It's like when I go grocery shopping, I don't go down like the candy aisle because I don't want to keep candy in my house, because if I do, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
It's the same principle.
Yeah, exactly.
The temptation of eating the Skittles that are in the, in the pantry or wherever you keep candy is, it's like a pull on you. And I will eat all the Skittles if I have them.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel like crap the next day. So it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste it, so I bought it. I might as well keep it.
But eventually it might be used.
So, but I've, as far as the stress goes, like, yeah, man, it's so much more manageable.
Yeah.
When you're not, you really, really think that, like,
yeah,
I'm going to just drink and get over this.
Nope.
It doesn't work that way.
No. It just
because you wake up the next
it.
day and you feel like shit, and that problem is still there.
It just prolongs it forever, and it just
Yeah.
makes it. And then the more you drink, the problem's still there, but you keep trying to escape it because the problem's getting worse. Actually,
Yeah, and you're also destroying your body in the process.
Yeah, and your mind and everything.
Yeah. So I feel really good, and like I said, getting over that mental hurdle of like the desire is just gone.
That's good.
I just want to sit in my house and hang out, and I didn't really even realize that I was like repulsed by it until like the other day. I opened the freezer to get to make food, not to drink. I just looked at it and I was like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
And that's coming from somebody who did it all the time. I mean, all the time. I didn't do it all the time.
No.
Like I told you before, I was like at
weekends.
night between the relaxation time before bed. It wasn't.
That's super common. That's like everyone.
Most people.
Most people your age.
Our age. Yeah. My old age. So
had a hard day at work. I gotta drink.
Yeah. So I turned 36 2 weeks ago. I don't even know what day it is today. What is it?
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, birthday on, no more. I'll start sober October early.
Nice.
So I did maybe a couple times, but it's like it has no draw on me anymore.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I'm gonna put that bottle of vodka under the sink with all the other fucking toxic chemicals.
Yeah.
That's where it belongs.
No, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, for sure.
So I think focusing on it being like taking care of my health is, I mean, I always have, but there was always the drinking was part of it.
Yeah.
But now I'm more just like, nope. And I'm realizing like everything I put into my body now, I can feel like, sensitive to everything that goes in. If I eat too much salt, I feel like crap. If I eat too much sugar, I know that I did.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm much more in tune with my body than I ever was before. I don't know why that happened, but maybe it's an age thing. I don't know.
I think it is an age thing to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And if you're aware, like you have to be self-aware about it. Like if you're usually involved with like health stuff, you're gonna be more aware of your body.
And yeah, I mean, I asked myself the other day too. It's like, how much longer is this gonna go on before you just stop? I would ask that to anybody who. I mean, there are people out there that they're literally drinking all day long.
Yeah. How much longer?
How much longer are you just gonna keep doing this?
And like, why are you doing this?
Why are you
like,
doing it?
Is it helping or hurting? Like, ask those critical questions. You might not like the answer, though.
I had a friend, the first time I ever met somebody who was like a true alcoholic that did not hide it at all. He was like a 30-pack a day
Oh, wow.
of like Budweiser.
Yeah. all day long just drinking.
And breakfast,
Jesus.
the shower, and I mean at work.
Yeah.
Like, and he drove my friend and I to the airport one time. We were going on a trip, and he got like a old grocery bag and put like 6 beers in it, and put them underneath his seat in his truck.
Yep. And drinking them on the way.
He didn't give a fuck that he was driving anybody in the car. It was just like, oh, this is just what he does.
No, that's scary. Like,
I was
if you're
like,
doing it yourself.
What do you mean? He's literally got one hand on the wheel and one holding his beer, and he doesn't care that there's other people in his car. I was like, oh my god!
If you were doing that yourself, okay, whatever, you're a nut. But once you put somebody else in that situation, you really have to think about that before.
Oh my god! I was like,
that does happen like quite often. Though.
This is just what he does. Yeah, and he had he was a really skinny guy, but it looked like he was smuggling a basketball under his shirt. Like he had one of those really weird like
beer guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all just in his gut.
All of it was right there.
Yeah. That's usually just from drinking.
Yeah.
The alcohol.
So strange.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. Other than the fact that he was Budweiser all day long. Every time I saw him, he was holding a beer.
Yeah.
And he was like 45 or 50. And I'm like, how much longer are you going to do this?
At that point, it's like, you're like forever. Like, when you get to that point. Because it's such a part of your routine, it's kind of hard to not want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally his whole day he's drinking.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like...
And he was like a welder. I mean, he was just... Probably, dude, if that guy stopped, he probably would have just dropped dead. He's being fueled by the alcohol at this point.
That actually happens, yeah.
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 And, it's funny, man, because it seems like such a stigma to talk about drinking and having an issue with it. I know like 24 people who have had issues with it.
So many people.
It's
so
like
many people.
So many people I know.
Yeah. Way more than
so
you would think.
Why can't we just talk about it? It's so it's like, talking about men's mental health. Like, we need people to support us too, Yeah. But we're not supposed to. It's like, I feel like now we're getting to a point where it's okay to talk about, you got struggles, man? Yeah, come on in. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I agree.
I've worked with plenty of people who have had issues with it, who are in recovery, some who are still alcoholics. It's a very prevalent issue.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about talking about it. I did initially when we first did the first podcast, and like when we just started today, I was like, I want to talk about how I literally like was sober for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and then just like started again. Like, that's embarrassing. I told you, I was like, I feel bad.
Yeah, but it's
I
good.
did.
Yeah, but it's good to talk about it and then see like how you're progressing and you're okay with talking. Because once you're okay with talking about it, then you have more choice over if you're actually going to quit or not.
Yeah, and getting support from people.
Yeah, exactly, and not it just have to be all on you.
Which is one of the things
you can't do it yourself.
No, I tend to talk to people about stuff like that because I'm pretty introverted, and most of the things that I deal with just inside my own head.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel bad about reaching out for help, but you really shouldn't. It's okay to talk about, even, yeah. So, back at it. And like I said, I feel great. And again, like, this can't just continue like this. So, anyway.
Yeah, once you can like admit those things.
Yeah.
That it makes it so much easier.
When I first did Sober October in 2019, I bought myself a bottle of Maker's Mark to celebrate. Like, I did it! And I got I was like, my tolerance is so low
Yeah.
But I just like drank the way that I did the 30 days before.
Yeah.
I woke up the next day and I was like, you dumbass.
Paralyzed.
Because really, it doesn't take long for your body to bounce back. It really doesn't.
No. It's
You're
scary.
just poisoning yourself every day. So you just think that like,
Yeah.
you know, your tolerance isn't going to go down. So it's only been 30 days. So that's how, I mean, when like a heroin addict, like relapses, they do the same thing that they were doing before, but their body's not tolerant to it
Yeah.
anymore. And then they just kill themselves.
Yeah. That happens often.
That shit scares me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying.
I don't even want to think about
Like
it.
the fentanyl and all these things, like,
Yeah.
and I understand, like, once you have the problem, you're gonna do it no matter what, you know, until you figure out it's not worth it. Maybe, like, is the pleasure worth the pain?
Yeah.
And when it's not, then you stop.
I've always been very wary of a substance from someone I don't really know. Like, hey, here's some. Like I said, I the only thing I've ever done is smoke pot
Yeah.
and drink. I've never done anything else ever.
Yeah, because you don't trust it. And
I don't
you
trust
shouldn't
it,
trust
and
it.
it. So drinking was always just that. That was as far
It's
as I
easy
went.
access,
Basically,
it's legal.
It's legal. I can
Whatever.
You know,
You can.
I'm not driving anywhere, so.
Yeah, so it's easy to abuse though, because you can get it anywhere.
But like, if somebody just handed me like a pill and was like, "This is," I'd be
No.
like, "Get that away from me."
It's terrifying, but some people do it, but then end up dying.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
All
Like
the
these
time.
kids taking these pills is the scariest thing ever, honestly. I don't know why they think these things are fun, but if like anyone that's doing stuff like that, just like tell them to stop.
Yeah.
It's-
Throw that shit
that's-
in the garbage.
Yeah, that is not good. You can die for no reason,
Accidentally kill yourself,
Yeah.
and then you leave a wake of destruction
Yeah.
because you did one thing that was
Yeah,
dumb.
because just one thing like that. So it's definitely not worth it, for sure.
Yeah,
But-
that shit's terrifying. Like, if
Really
somebody
is.
said to me, like, heroin, like when I was in high school,
Yeah,
like, that I associate that word with death.
yeah, same. Because I knew so many kids that died because of that.
And people just do it.
Yeah, and like I knew popular kids that died, and
We
Yeah.
had like an epidemic of it in my school.
yeah, terrifying. Yeah, man. But the extremes of alcohol can be just as terrifying, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever reach that point, then it's a definite. Then you want to quit. But sometimes it takes a lot.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, we're just saying, like, knowing so many people that you have had issues with it and everything.
Yeah.
I would like to know, like, where I compare on the scale of, like, somebody at their worst. Like, somebody at their worst, what were they doing? Because I've known people that would drink like the 1.75 liter bottle.
Yeah.
They'll drink that in a day.
Yeah, a day. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How did you not kill yourself?
Yeah, well, you are slowly.
But I mean, I'm like, if people tell me that, and I'm like, a whole bottle?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's only $20 if you buy the cheap kind. I'm like, oh, that's that's totally addictive. Like,
Yeah.
and your body is just, like I said, running off of the alcohol at that point. You're just passing out between times of getting drunk. You're not actually even sleeping. It's like you're just destroying yourself.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I never got to that point.
Oh God, I never have either.
Yeah.
Oof.
But it definitely happens.
Yeah, and you hear about young people dying of like other drugs and stuff, like 26, 27. There was somebody that just overdosed the other day. They were like 30. But you don't really hear about anybody overdosing on alcohol. Like, they don't say so and so died,
It
and they
happens.
did a toxicology report, and their blood alcohol level was lethal.
Well, it happens
Usually,
a lot.
you hear about it with fentanyl and like stuff like that.
Okay, but like a lot of car accidents and stuff. they're
Okay,
like,
that's fair. Yeah,
You know, like a lot of those deaths.
I know it sounds like a silly thing to say.
Because you definitely can have a overdose on alcohol.
I mean, you could anytime your blood
can.
alcohol level goes up, your body's not metabolizing
Yeah,
it, so you're already overdosing on it.
Yeah, like-
it's just what level.
yeah, your body can eventually shut down.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
yeah. But usually the deaths from alcohol are like a lifelong thing. Like it takes like 20 years of doing it
Yeah.
at a certain level
Yeah.
to like really harm yourself.
But yeah, I mean to the full extent that it can.
But what I mean is like with fentanyl, you could do one day.
Yeah,
you
you
could
don't
just
know.
take a lethal dose and that's it.
Oh, I agree. You know what you're getting. Like if you overdose, you kind of know that you're overdosing. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, what I mean is like, and a lot of times they're like on a couple different things, like these young like rappers and stuff, like overdose on like Xanax or something. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a rapper named Lil Xan, named himself after Xanax, and he had like a tattoo of like a Xanax bar on his neck. And unfortunately, the guy ended up dying. And he's like, under 25 probably.
Yeah.
But usually when you're partying and just drinking under 25, it's...
I'm so glad I don't do stuff like that anymore. Like when you're in your 20s, you do some really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just so...
Thankfully, never with drugs.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Alternatives to AA. If you would like to contact us directly, please shoot us an email at alternatives2aa2021@gmail.com. We also hope that you continue to join us on Mondays at 6 p.m. You can watch us live on YouTube. You can subscribe to us that way as well. You can leave us a 5-star rating and follow us on Spotify. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, we ask that you please leave a rating and an honest review.
We'll see you next week. Bye.